Hello there, my fellow Disney fan, and welcome to another episode of Disney Travel Secrets. Rob and Kerri Stewart here in the Creating Magic Vacation Studio in beautiful Windermere, Florida. You're listening to episode number 393. I know, original air date, August 26th of 2024. Where is this year going?
I know, and this week is probably the most talked about subject when it comes to any Walt Disney World vacation, and that is dining at Disney.
And yes, this is Disney World specifically. And with over 170 plus options, we totally get why it can be confusing.
And guess what else is popular right now at this time of year? Where can I watch my football, college or NFL, if I'm going to Disney? So more on that.
A surprisingly small number of places, and no, not in your room. That's just lonely.
And one D23 announcement that has become quite controversial.
Hello, my friends. This is former Disney Imagineer Hugh Darley, and you're listening to Disney Travel Secrets with my friends Rob and Kerri Stewart. As you can imagine, I have plenty of Disney secrets myself, and I can't wait to share them with you. Let's get this show on the road. Take it away, guys.
Welcome to this week's show.
And to kick it off, we have a very special shout out to a new friend we made over at the Disney Springs AMC Theater.
Yes, we went there to see the new Deadpool movie. And let me tell you, don't take your kids that are under 30 for this, because it was pretty crazy. But a huge thanks to Natalie over there for helping us out with some great customer service.
Yeah, she took really good care of us and even allowed me to get my free birthday popcorn because we missed it in July. So that was super nice of her.
We love people who are good at their job, including our awesome team of agents. One thing that we really know when it comes to being a travel agent, and that is the numbers. We now have a 6-year track record to prove it. So here is an example.
Yeah, so as we are bringing on new agents to our agency, Creating Magic Vacation, one of the things that we've really noticed is it doesn't take as much time as you may think.
If you have ever thought about becoming a travel agent, this message is for you.
Yes, so if you can give us just 5 hours per week, we will show you how to sell $250,000 a year, which could generate around a commission of $20,000 to $25,000.
And that's something that we couldn't really say 6 years ago because we had just started and we did not have the track record that we do today. And of course, now we do. But if maybe you've never sold travel, maybe you've never sold anything. Guess what? Neither did most of the agents who joined us.
Yeah, so we've been in the travel industry since 2008, and most of the agents that have joined our agency came on with zero experience. And now we have agents selling over $500,000 or even $1 million per year. And many of our agents are starting to even go full-time with us, which is a really fun career.
That's exciting. We just did a brand new video that tells you even more. Our 2024 agent spots are definitely filling up because we only have a few rooms left. Agent Palooza is our January event, and that event is included, including your hotel room. We're running out of rooms. So if you've ever been interested in being a travel professional, don't hesitate. Act now and just go to creatingmagicvacations.com and click on Join Our Team.
Yeah, and our agent experience manager will reach out to you and send you that brand new video. And then if it's a fit, get you on Rob's schedule to answer any of your questions.
Other than a lot of movie announcement over at the D23 Expo recently, one thing they mentioned is getting a lot of attention.
Yeah, and we did talk a little bit about it on last week's show, and that is the closing of Tom Sawyer Island.
I heard this from another friend of ours. He's a podcaster, and it's Lou Mangello over at WDW Radio. And he said something, actually two things that it clicked, and I didn't even think about it. Number one, Tom Sawyer Island generates no money. There's nothing you can buy over there. I think
they used to have like an ice cream place.
I know that was cool.
And yeah, but it's all gone. So there's no income revenue generating activities over there. The other thing is that it's not really accessible. And so for a lot of reasons, a lot of people will never go over there or they've never been. So I think reimagining that space is going to be a really nice addition to Magic
turning
Kingdom.
it into Cars Land. And we still don't really know what they're going to do yet. We've seen like an artist rendering, but I think that's going to be really cool.
Yeah.
So as we mentioned in the open, it's that time of year. Oh, it's football season. I'm really not that big a football fan, but both college and NFL.
Yeah, and it's also the time where you may be coming to Disney to enjoy your vacation, but you still want to catch your favorite team, college or NFL.
The good news is you can see your favorite team. The bad news, it's going to take a little effort to find where you can watch it unless you are, I don't know, watching it on your phone. But come on, that's not really fun.
Yeah, you don't want to be doing that on your vacation. So where can you watch your games now that ESPN Club is long, long gone? And I know the cake bake place is eventually going to open. They did open up the hot dog place.
I know, the corn dog place.
Yeah, so we're going to definitely be trying that out soon.
Yes, that is definitely on our list. Yeah, the cake bake place. That's not probably even the right name, but anyway, it should be. I think it is scheduled to be in by 2030. So
we'll see. We will
6
see.
years down the road. So at the top of the list of where to watch your favorite team is really, I would say you got to go to Disney Springs for the best options. And let's start with the big one, City Works. Tons of TVs, lots of seating, a fun atmosphere, and a whole long line of beers on tap.
Yeah, that one's super popular. Or just go a couple doors down and head over to Splitsville. They always have games on, and they have both indoor and outdoor seating.
If you want to stay closer to, let's say, Epcot and have a fancy meal, one of our favorites is Shula's Steakhouse at the Dolphin Resort. And they also have TVs there, of course, because it's Shula's.
But then over at Wilderness Lodge, you can go to Geyser Point Bar and Grill, and they also have some TVs. So that's a fun one. I love the vibe there.
Yeah, I do too. Another resort is Rick's over at Coronado Springs. It's a great spot with lots of TVs. I think one of the main reasons is because it's a convention hotel. And so they need to kind of get you into their area and spend money.
Yeah, and that's pretty much true, though, with any of the convention hotels. So like Contemporary, they have Steakhouse 71, and they do have some TVs there, but just keep in mind, there's no sound.
Right, but while your family's over at Magic Kingdom, you can enjoy your game and a nice cocktail.
Yeah, just like hop on over there. But several of the pool bars at Disney properties will have TVs, but again, not the best for hanging out to enjoy a game. So I would say stick with the restaurants because the pool bars, they're not really set up for that.
And why do you think that is? It's because they don't want you sitting there and watching a game. They want you spending money in the parks. The Disney Springs restaurants with TVs want you to come in and stay for a while and order food and drinks, of course.
Yeah. So basically, you don't have a whole bunch of options outside the park, but in the bubble.
In the bubble.
Yes. Now, outside the bubble, we also have you covered. If you are like, I really want to make sure I can see one of my game, you can head off property. And there are a couple places that we do recommend.
Our go-to is always going to be Gators. It's Gators Dockside. It's just north of Magic Kingdom. It's where a lot of the locals go. And they have a ton of TVs. That's where we go. And it's also very, very close to the parks. So very easy to take an Uber, or if you're driving.
And also up in that same area is Paisanos at Windermere. It's a little smaller, but one of the big ones is Rock and Brews. This one is on 192, so we're not big fans of that area, but it is a really fun place with a lot of TVs.
Yeah, that's what we call outside of our bubble. We try to avoid Highway 192, but for a little more unique option, this one's a little bit further. It's actually about 10 minutes from where we live, but a little bit farther from the parks, and that is Yellow Dog Eats. And it's so funny. I was having a conversation with my friend Mark, who's also kind of one of my car advisors, and he's been doing this, buying and selling cars for a long time. And even though he lives in St. Louis, his sister Kim used to live in Windermere. And I remember a year and a half ago, probably, he said, "Hey, have you been to Yellow Dog Eats?" I'm like, I have never even heard of it. It's come up in several conversations. So we did just go there a couple weeks ago, and it is a really, really cool place. If you're going to go on Sunday, just make sure you get there pretty early because by noon, the place was packed. We just sat at the bar and, but by noon, people were in line to get food.
Yeah. So in a nutshell, if you are coming to Disney and you want to catch a game, just have a plan on where you're going to catch it for either some or all of the game. And bonus, if you can watch it while you enjoy a sit-down meal. That's why I like Splitsville or CityWorks. So if you can kind of plan around that.
And it's funny because Chera works at the outside bar over at Splitsville, and she knows us, and we've been going there for a long time. And she's like, "Okay, which sushi roll are you going to get this time?"
Yeah. It is fun to have our locals stuff. Yeah.
But one of the best ways to save time and money on your Walt Disney vacation really comes down to dining. So today we're going to go and show you some of our best dining hacks that we personally use. And these are also things that we recommend to our clients who are traveling here.
Yeah. I spend a lot of time talking about dining with clients more than probably anything else. And why? because there are so many options.
It is
And
crazy.
sometimes that dining plan makes you think it's going to be a good deal, but when it comes down to it, you don't need all that food.
And sometimes it is a good option for you. So, don't count it out. But there are some Disney hacks when it comes to dining, though, for sure.
Yeah, so we're not going to tell you what are the best restaurants. Everybody has different food tastes, but there are some things that you can do to save money on dining, or just a few little tips that will help you make better dining decisions.
At the top of the list is budget your dining by using Disney gift cards. Come up with a realistic budget per day, per person maybe, and then put that amount on Disney gift cards and charge all your food to that specific gift card.
Yeah, this really, really does help. And I love this idea because it helps you predetermine your budget and then also helps you stick with it because you only have so much money on those gift cards. And if you want to purchase the gift cards with your Target Red card, bonus, you will save 5%.
Just make sure that when you're doing that, you use a Target debit card. So if you use a Target credit card, the interest you're going to pay if you don't pay it off is going to be more than that 5%.
That is so true.
So dining will usually cost you around $15 for a quick service meal, maybe $10 for snacks, $150 for a Mickey bar. No,
It's not really 150.
a sit-down meal is going to be around $35 to $45 per person. And we've put that to the test.
Yes, we absolutely have. But your character meals are going to be the most expensive. Those are going to be 60 plus for the adults. So everybody age 10 and older, it can get pricey.
There are ways, though, to get more, stretch from your budget for each meal.
Yeah. So if you are set on a character meal, you are going to be stuck with that cost. So maybe narrow it down to just one if more than one isn't in your budget. But those prefix menus will charge you per person. There is no sharing there.
And that's why we don't do this because, Kerri and I love to share meals. And the meal portions really here are pretty big. The quick service sharing is really easy for the sit-down dining. Make sure you're booking a place that isn't a prefix or price-fixed menu or buffet or character dining.
Yeah. Some of our favorites for sharing have been Tepanito. Great experience, and you get that show from the chef, plenty of food to split. And we've also had some really good steak dinners that we've split at Le Cellier, Flying Fish, Yachtsman Steakhouse, and even Steakhouse 71.
I do love me some Yachtsman Steakhouse. And sometimes a nice sit down may be just perfect for a couple appetizers. Our pro tip here is do a little research on the menus before you get down here because you can see those way in advance.
Yeah, so breakfast is a meal a lot of people really mess up. So if you've been to Disney, then you know how hard it is to find breakfast in the parks, unless you just want that donut or you are doing a character meal. And that's kind of a lot of early time. Or if you like wasting your time by standing in that hideous line at the Starbucks.
And that's all over the world. Doesn't matter where you are. There's going to be a line at Starbucks.
Yes.
As Disney experts, we are well aware that the only thing, literally the only single thing that's overpriced at Disney is breakfast. Okay, not really. But in all seriousness, think about it. The options you have are really at your resort, which is where most people are going to eat.
Yeah. And so why do you think that is, though?
I think it makes sense because people may not want to get up early, rope drop. They're super excited to get to the parks. And in that excitement, they just aren't hungry.
I know. They're just so excited to get to the parks. And some people are all the way from the West Coast, so they're not even going to be hungry in the morning. Breakfast is definitely a meal that you can save a lot of money on. You will need your energy for the day, though, so don't skip it. Just be smarter.
Mm-hmm. Or you can use a car service like our friends over at Fleet Transportation. And on your way in, they will take you to a grocery store. It's usually going to be a Publix probably. They will stop there and let you go shopping and wait for you and then take you on to your resort.
Yeah, so your Disney resort will have at least that small fridge where you can keep things like milk cold, sodas, sandwiches, but just pick up some cereal and milk. How easy is that? And then you can also heat things up in the food court. They always have a microwave, unless you're in a villa, but just keep in mind that there are not going to be any full freezers in your room unless you are in one of those villas.
Even some simple things like bananas, protein bars, things like that. They make breakfast easy to enjoy on the go or at your resort, or even a snack when you actually get to the park.
Yeah, I do think that breakfast in the parks slows you down your morning.
Absolutely.
So keep it simple.
Also, plan and budget for some fun snacks. It's Disney. This isn't about not spending money at all, but you don't have to eat all the snacks either.
Yeah. So I remember our niece Lila, she had come out and they were on their vacation. And her thing was she wanted to have that one special treat. So she was looking forward to a turkey leg. Now, they had the conversation prior, so she knew that, hey, when it's my turn and I can get that really special snack, I'm getting the turkey leg.
Yep.
And I think just having that conversation before your trip with your kids and say, okay, we're going to enjoy one special snack. What is it? And you don't have to have them all the time. You can just have that one special one.
Well, the turkey leg was about as big as she was.
I know, right?
So now if you are going to come down for things like, Food and Wine Festival over at Epcot, look at the menu and just pick a few places, because thinking you can do them all is just, I don't think that's very realistic.
Yeah. So pick some of your favorites and then just enjoy them. And the same thing goes with your dining in general. If a sit down dining isn't in the budget for every day, plan just at least one during your trip. It gives you something to look forward to.
Yeah, I agree. Good food and drink is part of any vacation, not just Disney, but you don't have to feel the pressure to always do these big sit down meals. They do take time away from the parks.
They do. And all the resorts will allow for food delivery. We've even ordered Papa John's pizza when we were staying at Grand Floridian one time.
Well, that had a refrigerator, an actual refrigerator that fit a 16-inch pizza box, which is very rare.
But it wasn't a one bedroom. So sometimes those suites, if you
Yes.
are going to plan to do a lot of in-room dining, maybe you splurge on the room and then just get the pizza order.
Well, that was for your birthday last year as a special occasion. And one of our friends who's a cast member gave us some pixie dust and put us in a one bedroom. We didn't even know until we got there. But you can also do things that you probably do at home. DoorDash, Uber Eats is another good one.
Yeah. So my brother, when he was down here, this was kind of fun. So they shared like each of theirs, I think it was their Uber Eats code. And so one got a discount and then would reference the other family member and they'd get a discount. So they were getting really good, cheap meals delivered. And all they were doing was sharing coupon codes. Super smart.
Which is kind of funny too. But bottom line is, have an idea for food. Don't just wing it, but you don't have to be prepared for everything, but because you'll end up spending way more than you expected.
Yeah. And definitely set the expectations with your kids. Let them get excited for special meals, but it doesn't have to be for all of them.
And if you're a family that wants to just hit the rides and parks all day and don't care about food, then don't stress about it. Plan on quick service, really use mobile order. That's the best. And just keep things simple.
Yep. Food can and will slow down your days. And sometimes that's in a good way.
Like over at Japan,
Yeah.
sushi.
But we really enjoy fun foods. And, social media makes people feel like they have to do it all. They have to have all the snacks.
Well, you do have to take all the pictures.
You do have to take all the pictures, but you don't have to do it all. You can even pack your own sandwiches and still have a great day. We have done this. I remember doing this when we had just one day at Disneyland. We were down in California for a conference. And this was back in 2017. And we said, you know what, we're going to pop over to the grocery store and just pack in sandwiches and chips. And I don't feel like we missed anything.
Not at all. If you have any of your own dining hacks, let us know. And we hope that this week you got at least one great tip. And we've linked in the show the description for the Food and Wine Festival dining guide if you want to preview things. We will not link the Eat to the Beat concerts because they really aren't that great.
I know, you were not super excited about any of those.
All the really good 80s bands, for the most part, are not going to play a little venue like that. They're out playing, like Kansas. We went and saw them up in Jacksonville or St. Augustine. Where were we?
Yeah, we were up in Jacksonville.
And we saw them play. Journey and Def Leppard, they're playing Camping World Stadium, as did the Rolling Stones. So, but the good 80s bands, they're all out touring. So we don't get them at Epcot anymore.
Yeah, but here's a fun little dining hack though too, and we'll end with this one, is over at the barbecue smokehouse that's over in America. Yep. If you are going to catch one of those Eat to the Beat concerts, go in there, mobile order off of the kids menu. Those portions are huge, and they're actually quite impressive. So you could sit down and enjoy your concert while eating a nice, inexpensive meal.
Yes.
So if we can help you plan your Disney vacation, a Disney cruise, Disneyland, Disney World, Adventures by Disney, please reach out to us or your Creating Magic Vacations travel advisor.
Until next time, have a magical day.
We hope to see you real soon.